Well, for people who don't know what is going on, or for people who don't understand the air course, I'll give you the brief of the story, and then Yebeko in Semnimu. And then we'll be reporting more on this particular story because it is trending. I've seen say MPP for Nibiasha say Womusu and all that. Yet it's in Sem. Now, Mseme de Bremo and Rechi Emma Mebaberante say, I don't understand why Arehwaba Ebusianfo Osu na Encrophobia Wamusi Omo support MPP. Akwa koye video. Na Omo Eniaji. And you see, I'll show you, maybe I'll show you a story today to see, say, so I say more American. Assembly Mebabe Kaino, no quarry. Omuniaji. Now, they say, Weniaji say will be a no problem. Obian to mean so must say Weniaji say will be a. But to further go on and to wish, say, would the onya yanka win obe, would the onya yanka obe kunwi, would the onya yanka obe chawiti, would the onya yanka obe we no. Baby, I walk a kakono. I was see ye babe foul. Any serious country, be a babe foul, near whom say, indeed, who was say 2 minutes obe to me kum ni pakronana. Say me melodies, obi ekotina baby. And now what would me or whoever, obi kokotina baby. No koko kan ewo baby say asume si de me onumpo na mepe na kuna na koko report wo police a police for beto nsa free ni pakro no na nka mpese wakwa akotena radio so ana why TikTok live na afi mo ka ewo TikTok live police for bebem ansa na wo mo bebem mo be say ye bem no na ebia police for be chill ebia wo mbe hu ne se o ni pakro ade obetumi aya na se wontumi nye no ebia waso ayehye ebia ye be hu ne se wuni sa atumi no se obetumi aya ade ne kra na that time na waso ayehye we waste time ejuma bia wo ye nende ahwere wonsa ye be realize say okra wuni sa atumi no ya asem keke awokam. So why do you put yourself in that position in the first place? Enti me ka kire mo se Andre echi na me ka kire mo se opanyi bi frɛ me na o ka kire me se one IGP akasa na IGP na ahye on say the following day, you be sure say ye chinkrofo no. Indeed, the following day, any sure say ye chi omo. Tiende ya chi omo a, and that many say they are still in custody. Na nkrofo bebre ebisa say nkrofo ya de a wo mo ye no, eye den nkrofo nsem a wo mo kan ye no, eye bone ben. I want us to look into Ghana Mra. Ni ehu ne say Ghana Mra no a eda ho no. Emma kwan ana say den. And the possible areas what you say na me hu ne say melodies ebusuafo bebre asende me Ghana Mra wa mo trese o Ghana Mra ne trese nipa krowe na ke ni kwaso mo kan asem bui and omaso ayeshi and all that. Now Kevin Taylor nso e de aba betudwa or trese applicable law and punishments ema sankrofu. Now let's go and read the Kevin Taylor eka what you say. Let's go and read Embra Kevin Taylor dia to join, and then let's verify to see Embra na work no no kware ananse nye no kware. Na actually applicable law and punishment just enkofuna ya chi omo no. Nti basically if you don't know the story, MPP phobi ekotena TikTok ewo ya ebaso. Yesterday I saw a video of Sammy Gyamfi crying when he was signing the book of condolence. Unsa asem ne ba yen shedan hu Sammy Gyamfi because utumi hu ne say ade no abono enra or send the book of condolence or soon as akola na wakwa tena TikTok live Sammy Gyamfi kra na media menya yanko bewu ende me pese me kunwe media me pese me kunwe police for befa na ehun say who say to me nana today details are airba on helicopter crash no. I'll bring you details are ende deputy majority leader Eka about the helicopter crash no. Ya kwa ye say ade na kra no ye bomb na nation. I'm not the one saying the deputy majority leader na waba bonti ababeka. I'll bring you that story. But answer ne bekwa ko read Kevin Taylor embra na wode ba wotrese nkrofo etia mbra no. Let me say this is very personal. Mr. Wa wutie me. Obi biara wutie me, wa wutie me sisi a make say. Unimo ho. Wefu ahya ase ye kese. You know yourself. Wankasa washa see puti on weight. Unimu hu o check obi pia yesi ye high. Obi anim. Doctor bi anim obi biara wa medical field bi anim say o ye bema o ye oba na we fu shas yes ye kese pe. You are putting yourself in harm's way. One way you to mean your stroke. One way you to mean your type 2 diabetes. One way you to mean your cancer. One way you to mean your events say akumayare. Na mi ameka say sa na me nso na me wo. But me use 3 months. Enyama bia me ye ama me fu atwe me high cholesterol na me wo ni na aba form because of 3 things I did. Na sa nyama no me dia true book obro ni say opese odi BBC bibini a fashe book mu mo amotie me mamo masa de na nye no kware book no mateso enche ne bo no bekosro. So please get it now as you can. And yes, ne bo no bekosro ansa wa ba beka say o melodies in your book no ade na wa ma ne bo akosro sa make us sisi e wutie me opese auto book no. Just get the book. The link is in the comment box. Onya book na there is a method. Follow the method and you see effects on your life. Send your obesha say we lose weight. Obi obeka do so we draw the be ma ama we lose weight and na we fu between bia no oboa a lifestyle. E wonye nyama bia wo say wo sha say wo ye ni na wo book nim. Just follow the book. Obi obeka say wo ni makenkan, don't worry. Me ama kenkan book no wo twi mu. E mama ye hu video. Also click the comment box now. Ubehu all the options, 4 different options. Click it. Na pay book no. Now let's read a year Embra Kevin Taylor a claim say Nkrofui or more etia. Now I say according to Ghana's Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, threats of death is a serious offense. The punishment for making a death threat can be up to 10 years in prison. Additional charges possible. Depending on the investigation, they could also face incitement to violence, publication of false news, use of electronic communication to threaten or harass, which may fall under Ghana's Cybersecurity Act or Electronic Communications Act. Now, Kevin Taylor can say, and I want us to go through in some way Kevin Taylor wakaninano. Near her say, no say Ghana, the threat of death. Yenhwe the jail term. What you say? Threats of let's look to see threats of death. Yenhwe threat of death jail term in Ghana. Also in Ghana, threatening someone with death is a criminal offense under the Criminal Code 1960, Act 29. Specifically, under Section 79, the law states that a person who threatens any other person with death with intent to put that person in fear of death commits a second-degree felony, which carries a prison sentence of up to 10 years. Now, just say, "Onya what been so beku ni pampu," but what catching ni pane say, "Wo meku just because so person wo boni hu." Ti asem no. Also, under Section 75, the law states that a person who threatens any other person with death with intent to put the person in fear of death. Just say, "O katro bi se wo meku." Na enye se bia wakume mu no why wadwen se opese oku no. But why wadwen se wo boni hu kra na ye se okodem 10 years. Ghana mra ye nimo. Oman we yesori ani esi oman we di embre ni ha oman we embre ni ha. Ghana embra wa hapa na china enchi nipa. Won ka se wabo obi hu se wo kokuno. Uwie ye we kuno dabi wabo ni hu se wo kuno. Se ehu na odi ahye ni mu no se wonye wadwen kra se wo be kuno nanso wabo ni hu se wo be kuno kra na. Yesi wo kodem 10 years. Menhwe Are there public records of people serving jail term over this? Yeah, say Ghana has say no. Enkrofo wo ho a omo enku nipa, omo katre nipa say omo beku ne keke, enu hunti. Omo serve jail term ana. Or see if you are asking whether Ghana maintains publicly accessible records of individuals incarcerated for threatening death and whether you look them up, here is what is currently known. The Ghana Legal Information Institute provides the digital access to judgment and legislation from various counts. However, this is more focused on precedent and legal information than individual blah blah blah. The e-judgment portal under the Judicial Service allows registered legal professionals to access cases. Okay, I'll say the Public Records and Archives Administration handles national records, but there isn't any indication that criminal conviction archives, I'll say, are individual prison records publicly accessible? Okay, I'll say the records are not publicly accessible. Can I find judgment for such cases? Possibly. Search for relevant judgments. Okay, so what the AI is saying is unlike Abrutri, Ayana, you keep records. Bagana has say, you shouldn't keep records on cases. Bisa, just say your lawyer. Now I say on my platform. What I say. So it looks like the AI doesn't have an access to the particular platform. But say public registry lists individuals in prison for threatening death. Or say no public registry lists individuals. Legal judgments may be accessible, but often require professional status. As I said, criminal records are held in secure, non-public systems. There are criminal records via non-public. The records are not public for the AI to access. You can get aggregated prison stats. Let me know if you like help navigating or reaching out to the Judicial Service for a specific case. Is it likely possible? Is it likely possible a person in Ghana has been in prison, has been jailed? A person in Ghana has been jailed due to threats and I think this should give us Intieni Wamaye answer. Yes, it's very likely that at least some people in Ghana have been jailed for threatening death, even if their names aren't in the public records. Into one question, I maybe say AI. Into no okay, also to me as I say public records because Ghana records no any public, unlike Abrutri. And I'm saying okay, okay Ghana system now. Eye possible say yachi obi atum just because or threaten say wo bekum obi embra wenkun say nipa kro no and embra wenya adwen say obekum say nipa kro no yachi obi atum na say oh ene de enkrofo wo hwa yachi omo atum sa. Or say the offense is clearly defined and punishable. Or say a second degree felony. Police actively investigate such threats. Courts and media records show related convictions. Into your threat say courts any media records say cases be wohosa ayachin krofuatum. And that is exactly what I wanted. And the AI has confirmed say yes, there is a court there are media reports that show say enkrofo woho ayachi omuatum because of a threat of death. So allegedly one of the charges are ye de bebo san krofu ya yachi omui. Or say additional charges: incitement to violence, publication of false news, use of electronic communication to threaten or harass. That one is very serious. What does Ghana's law say? What does Ghana's law say against the use of electronic media to harass? And also you see an additional charge. Inti ebi as a threat of death no kra na ebi a yebe hu ni say too big. Also here is what Ghana's law says regarding harassment or misuse of electronic media, especially involving threats, non-consensual sharing of contents or online abuse, and how these actions are treated legally. Electronic Communications Act 2008, Section 76, Act 775. Also under Section 76(1), sending electronic communications that are false or misleading and likely to endanger safety, example, affecting life-saving services or public safety, is a criminal offense. I say false or misleading and likely to endanger safety. I've seen a video where a branch na a friend fancy comedy no eba beye wo TikTok worker say adie we see on the 8th month NDC4 na omoda number 8 omo wu wo plane ni mu no omo ye 8 nti ye 888 nti saa de na esi nti na ene ne trese NDC fo akwakoje bibi ewo baabi a omo de win election na omo mpese omo bekwa akoda ase nti ana NDC fo 8 ewu no ana nti ana nkrofo 8 ewu no. The fancy comedy guy. Now imagine if ende ni obi tie na nipa kro no ne busuani ewombi na wagie edi. What do you think that person will feel? Na bia say nipa kro no oyobi a na adwe mo ka ne kakra. No wakwa feel to say indeed metie video bi a NDC yes NDC for the me busuani na age. Nti NDC ni bia menim ne bia na mebonitwe. America sene ya na enkrofo to me sorry a okomo na wo bo nkrofo ti obo nkrofo to. Do you know why? Obe hu de enti ano yes ade na ya de kitikiti bi o. Ade kitikiti bi keke. But because owa adwemo yawe enti no wa fetu no akomo obo obi etu eku no. Imagine say Ghana ye was ade ni bi. God forbid, but imagine say ye was ade ni bi na nipa kro no nebusuani oka ho. Wase ya me hu video bi a ye se NDC fo ena akwakoje omonda asinti omo akwakoje. And you see, some people also believe once you are on the media and people are watching you, some people believe say whatever you are saying is the truth. Until the law is saying say communications that are false or misleading and likely to endanger safety. So and then ebakwa ko piem wo court ni ehun say asem a wo kan no, is it likely to endanger safety? And your guess is as good as mine. If you have a good lawyer, that lawyer will show say, oh, asem we say nya asem bia. Now, ya kwa fa videos ni nani nsemu a waka e TikTok. Sa branch no so dia obi a no kan sempa. O kan sempa. Tiende ya kwa fa sansem ni nani e dia court. It is up to the judge. Indeed. Or say conviction may result in up to 5 years. Odi nti odi yamfa ne say threat ni mpo de enka ho. But sa adie we use of electronic communication to threaten or harass. You see, and over to me akwa dem 5 years. Abrantie we ewe busuanfo a. I don't know, but What try mo your comment box ni mo. Try mo me see, ye ni na politics ni yo. Eno na metie one of the NDC guys, Ike, Sammy Gyamfi Ike, Sammy Ike. And no can't send me. I said there's a lady be a friend no, political mavis. And indeed, there's that lady, political mavis. I say political mavis, you'll be or your politics pan. But obianko asem by so obianko go che political mavis here. Because the politics now we no onim the boundaries onim nsem wo so kan. And indeed that political mavis me hu the videos on also your politics or can this for e can we but onim the limits. Politics ni there yeah. Me a youth or mo de omo hu share politics mu de me support it. Politics ni there yeah. But know your limits and know where you are going to. Once it involves life and death, now the besho will become yet na krom ha. Omode atamius wo ehye mahama kon. Mudi atamius wo hye mahama kon sa and they ababe drew muguso apese mo yesa ade ni biom. Ah, papa yi ombreye into your papa. Ikebe yode. Me see, eye only in and sasem na maka no. Sasem na maka no mumfansa na munnim wo makomem se de me kan na ye no kwai me say it is only when it is an ever ana NDC and abonisia ye de show mo se oye ever ni na woni obi nam na nipa ko ni wo be se ye kan ngrofo we de sa oye ever ni no obi ye ne bone no se wo me ko mi kuro mo se se ye kan ngrofo we de sa na so ye hu oya santini oya kani yehu bebre o mi ko mi kuruma kwa kobo odua ene me fra ntia abo odua me eno de obi anka so asante 4 years na moteda oya NDC ni no ni obi ye adwuma na nipa kunu wupe si ye kan na so ye ti krom ha baomia nkrofo ano ni omu ye adwuma etumi obi anka se ye no President Akufo-Addo ne driver etumi wo bi anka say no ne nkrofo eben ni tumi wo bi anka say no na so mo bi oben His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nwusisi NDC for the say kan atorenchem Ghana ha atorenchem ben NSing May 9th munyamo kan May 9th atorenchem kese probably one of the first atorenchem to nkrofo bebrewu ye ewo Ghana krom ha one ti da se wo bi blame Asante for and now wo bi blame MPP se MPP for mo de omo akwaje now so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eba be di president na atorenchem sipe ye say Mahama under President Akufo-Addo atorenchem esi wonti da nkrofo bebre to me hye ewu wonti da si yes ye Akufo-Addo na MPP and Mahama nkrofo 8 yes NDC yes odi omoaje yes and then otumika ewo radio so yes chairman untumi one of the way omo ababonti ababa untumi o radio so moi modishi ewu no Mahama nimhu bi na munkonko bisa no how can you say this Mahama nimhu bi no na waye omu bibi munkonko bisa no mumu ye nipa etiefo intino yebehwe obi asem a wokan ne say we o Mahama beka se yemfa nche no na me hu comment for social media obi say Mahama woni obi say o we Mahama di enim no de be chomo e no obi ba be comment say se Mahama no onim no de nkrofo e bo ne chomo a wo ono a obeti asemo ontre waje o comment box ni mo me da say and the Ghana for bebre yare a ekuyen stroke, diabetes, cancer, heart disease. Na saa yare we ni na no, the underlying factor ade a wo broni friend visceral fat. Na we screen so a we doctor website. Na wa trust visceral fat wraps around your organs, creating inflammation and interfering with organ function. This fat causes a big belly. Now one thing about visceral fat and it's nkrofo bebrebe yebenu me bibidru ebema yefu atwe yebenu me dru ebema mefu atwe visceral fat no oboa obi obeka do so we dru bi a obenum na wefu atwe no oboa because belly fat no edru bi ani ho ebetumi ama na kofom. You only lose belly fat when you decide to lose weight. Na me meti he me obi a na first me obi belly fat no na me obi visceral fat no na me obi ende mini ohwa mefu atwe na enyama me ye no method bi a me friend no the WWE method me dia throw book no or comment box ni mu so open book ni bi ato a eno ane se wa click comment box ni mu na tre se wa to book no ana screen so book ni din your action plan for weight loss na wa click na wa pe book no ato ye ka eduro duane a yedi obi a wobeka tro so ye pedro ebema yefu atwe bia no mese oboa mesrew edro ye duane ebedi nti metre we duane obedi ni na wo book nim ene nyama e wo se wo ye nti no get the book and then live healthy.